Come with me, and you'll see a world of pure imagination. Yep, I saw Ready Player One, which is produced and directed by Steven Spielberg, and written by Zach Penn, and also the writer of the 2011 novel it's based off of, Ernest Cline. The film is set in the year 2045, which I looked up the information for the cross-referencing of the book, is apparently a year later than its original timing, but that's nitpicking. When much of humanity is escaping horrible desolation in the world because basically the world sucks because the population centers have become slum-like cities. Yeah, they don't explain how the hell that happened. In the novel, I had to cross-reference certain things because I'm trying to get my bearings straight when it comes to an adaptation. Let's see. In the novel version, the world has been gripped by an energy crisis from the depletion of fossil fuels and the consequences of global warming and overpopulation, causing widespread social problems and economic stagnation. Yeah. So, yeah, they explain that briefly. They don't really say the whole energy crisis issue. But clearly this is horrible fake news because, the world's already gone to hell enough as it is in the year 2018. Well, actually it's been going to hell since 2016, but that's a completely different matter. In fact, it's been kind of going to hell for a while now. Anyways. So, to escape this desolation they're living in, the people engage in a virtual reality world called the Oasis, where they can engage in numerous activities for work, education, and entertainment. And it's a technological virtual reality game and world directed by James Halliday, the creator, who passed away due to unknown complications, though something indicates he might not be dead. I'll get to that at the end. By the way, there are massive spoilers since I am not good at that level yet. So, yeah. It's revealed that he left a will in a comically made video. And the way his personality acts, it's like he's socially awkward kind of thing. He has anxiety, which I am 100% behind because I suffer the same conditions. And has a hard time trying to socially interact with people. So, this leads to this huge competition when it's revealed that he kept an Easter egg where you would get full ownership of the Oasis among other gifts. And this has attracted a number of gunters, aka hunters, to play the game. And IOI, Innovative Online Industries, a video game conglomerate and manufacturer of most of the virtual reality equipment used to access the Oasis, also seeks ownership of that world. And your CEO, Nolan Sorrento, has amassed an army of debt people. And basically people who have been horribly in debt and to pay it off and in slavery mode, they are known as Sixers. Today, however, before the movie begins, no one has been able to complete the first quest, finishing a vehicle race across an ever-shifting, dangerous cityscape featuring King Kong. And we also see the Akira bike from the Akira movie. Yeah, I'm going to list all the references we see and the ones I found first, and then I'm going to talk about all the references in the movie, and then I can use my memory in order to find out. But yeah, our main character is Wade Watts, an 18-year-old gunter, lives in Columbus, Ohio slum with his aunt and abusive boyfriend because his parents died in something. Yeah, they never go into specific details. Yeah, here's the thing about this movie. We don't really get that much character development. Yeah, they're at this point, and they're still at this point at the end, just with bigger stuff. So, yeah. And I don't know, but for some reason, yeah, here's the thing. He mentions how he's friends with some people and how he's never met them in person, which is understandable because this is the internet and you're more used to talking to people on the internet than you are to meeting them in real life because life sucks and whatnot. And then he befriends this female player known as Artemis with a 3. Classic. And they also reference Twitch, and when we see the Oasis for the first time, we see Michael Caine's Batman and Minecraft. So apparently in this world, the Oasis has been bought by took over Microsoft. Yeah, the quote evil company in the world has now fallen to the Oasis, and now they own everything. Yeah, I was joking to myself, thinking like, so did Disney buy wait, buying everything, almost every single intellectual property is in this game. Did Disney take control of the Oasis? Did they restart their video game division and launch this new plan to basically take over the virtual reality industry? Because that would make too much sense. They already bought Fox. They're going to buy everything else soon. It's the only amount of time until they start going after governments. Huh. Note to self, proposed Disney's plot to take over the world. Bungie tried to, but they failed at step 7 on numerous occasions. So anyways, apparently, oh, and we also see Tracer, we also see the Joker, Harley Quinn, though the Joker looks more like they're trying to cross, not Heath Ledger's, the Suicide Squad version and the one we saw from Injustice 2. Yeah. So we see this huge race, which was awesome, and Artemis goes ahead and is saved by Wade Watts, who goes by his name of Parsville. I think that's the name. I'm probably going to get this wrong because this is the internet. People come up with crazy names. Apparently there was a chance they would be zeroed out, which would reset their avatar character progressions. Oh, so like Ultima Online, when they didn't create a server of yeah, did they establish a bank in this game to store all your progression? Because that would be very, very friggin' useful. Yeah. In fact, we learned more about James Halliday's past, more so, and how basically the Oasis is his basically gigantic character development for a character who's dead. I think. So yeah, there's this library in the Oasis that involves Halliday's personal life in order to find a way to get a hint to finish the race, and Wade learns that Halliday felt regret when he had to accept the resignation of his partner and friend over a personal falling out, with Halliday expressing desire to go back and fix everything. And then that leads to him getting an idea of reversing from the start line when the next race, finding a hidden safe path to the finish line of the race. He gains the first of 3 keys and a clue to the next quest. And he then later befriends not only just Artemis, he befriends his friend Dato and Sho, follow Wade to finish the quest, and the 5 appear atop the global scoreboards, becoming known as the High Five. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. IOI takes keen interest in them, desiring to learn their real-life identities. So they hire a bounty hunter who I honestly thought was going to look like Darkseid. Wasted opportunity there. And overhears Wade tell Artemis his real name, disclosing it to Saruto. Sorry. The businessman, who approaches Wade in an attempt to convince him to join the group, their little organization, and by that I mean gigantic conglomerate where they kept mentioning pop cultural references like the Millennium Falcon, to solve this massive quest. But Wade refuses. In retaliation, he has his assistant, Efnail Zandor, attack Wade's slum and kill his aunt and her abusive boyfriend. tragic. I wonder how this is going to go in his mind. Like, how is this going to get... It never say brought up again. Yeah, here's the thing that kind of bugged me a little bit. I get he probably wouldn't care about the boyfriend because he was abusive, but the aunt, he tried to warn her because he knew the boyfriend did not give two shits. But, yeah, clearly he cared a little bit about his aunt, regardless of the issues they have towards each other. But, yeah, there's not, like, a moment of reflection, not a moment of, holy crap, my aunt's dead, my parents are gone. Yeah, we never get that moment. Oh, and speaking of which, when Wade tells Artemis his real name, before that we get weird with the dancing. Yeah, oh god. Oh, and before that, when Wade was shopping around, spending money that he earned from getting the key, we see Dungeons and Dragons and Halo. So, yeah, apparently Microsoft's been bought out. Yeah, confirms that. My god, that had to have been worth a lot to get Halo on board. So, after the whole terrorist attack, basically, actually I thought his assistant was a government agent. Yeah, I kept thinking she was a government agent. Everything about her screamed, oh yeah, she's going to be that evil government agent. Nope, she's just a corporate assistant who is apparently trained in terrorist activities. This is an evil corporation that is just bent on enslaving people, right? Not terrorism. But besides that, Wade is rescued by Artemis' real-life friends and is taken to a Gunter hideout in Columbus, where he meets Artemis' player character, Samantha Cook. Yeah. And, yeah, here's the thing. The relationship is extremely rushed, and yada yada yada. There's a reason why that doesn't bother me, and what the other part about that, it's kind of half and half why it doesn't really bother me as much, but part of it does bother me. I don't know how to explain, but okay, here's the thing. How do I explain this right? Earlier in the movie, one of Wade's friends in the game, yeah, he... Oh, okay, well, it's near the end of the movie. It's in the climactic battle. It's revealed that she's a she. She explains to Wade that, wait, what if this is a dude and whatnot, and yada yada yada, and like, okay, yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, and you're the best example since you're a female playing a male avatar character. But yeah, I get the point where the look from the internet could be deceiving. So, yeah, here's the thing. Wade gets proven right that this is a girl, but they also say that don't trust everybody on their internet appears. I was like, that is kind of dangerous for some people to get that mixed message on that. I thought that was a little bad that they did that. Also, we see video game temper tantrums. We don't see violence of extremism in certain instances that happen where the media just blamed everything on video games because video games are the Antichrist. Yeah. So, moving on from all the uncomfortable part I could have went with. Anyways, yeah, there's apparently a resistance, I think. They don't really explain the whole war thing that much. Like, yeah, the in-game world of the Oasis, it's pure CGI, which I understand because the gaming world and the real world are completely different entities, so they wanted to differentiate it, which I totally understand and actually approve. And at least it was good CGI. Also, we saw the Joker and Harley Quinn and I believe I saw Duke Nukem. I also believe I saw Freddy Krueger. Also, I think I might have saw Deadpool. I could be wrong on that, but I think I did see Deadpool. Yeah. And so, anyways, as the two barely get to know each other and almost kiss, the two discover that Halliday once dated Kira, who would later become his friend's wife, and was the source of their falling out. Revealing that while she wanted to go out dancing, he preferred to go see The Shining. Romantic. So, yeah. So, anyways, in the virtual reality archives of the Oasis, Wade wins a bet with its curator regarding whether Kira's memory remains anywhere within the archives, and the curator rewards him with a quarter and grants him access to Halliday's memories of Kira, which turned out to be the entrance to the second quest, by surviving a recreation of The Shining. And here's the thing I really love. They made a almost perfect replication of the set just in CGI form. Add in the characters of hilarity and shoes. But I did love that they didn't want to show the actors in it, probably because of reasons of legality, or they just knew they couldn't recreate it in a CGI environment, because the last time people try to do that, it just comes off as uncomfortably weird. Like a certain Tarkin. Yeah. But besides that, so yeah, we see The Shining, and certain things are changed. Like the image where in The Shining you see Jack Nicholson's character in the photograph, or am I thinking of the TV miniseries? But either way, we see that, but instead it's with Halliday and Kira, and it's revealed that she actually wanted to dance, and it's revealed zombies are in it. And I was like, wait, if this is The Shining, does that mean they're going to go somewhat rated R with this? Oh, they don't go full rated R on it, but yeah, there are replications, except it's not with Jack Nicholson's character, and it's not with the kid. But yeah, I did like the fact that there was a character who never saw it, and sure enough, we did see how everyone in basically in slavery mode in the IOI, they're they're just freaking out, like, oh god, it's The Shining! And I was like, oh my god, The Shining is scarier than being horribly indebted to an evil company that has slavery and apparently access to terrorism? Yeah, I'm still wondering about terrorist weapon-based stuff. I thought for sure the main factor in companies was money. I didn't know they really activated terrorist bombing equipment. So, afterwards, the corporation discovers Gunter's hideout, and kidnaps Samantha. Meanwhile, Wade is rescued by the real-life players of Act, Dato, and Show, and who have taken to hiding in Oxman, and one of them is revealed to be an 11-year-old boy. Huzzah! In the Oasis, they learn that IOI has erected a field blocking access to the castle maintained by IOI and the Sixers, including the enslaved Samantha. Wade sends a message to all Oasis players about IOI's activities and convinces many to join their side to fight against the IOI and the Sixers. This was nostalgic pop culture overload! As we get Tracer, Bioshock, Halo, Master Spartans firing everywhere, the Iron Giant, that came in later, and whatnot. And I was like, yes, we're getting nostalgic overload! And pop cultural modern references! Yes! Yeah, it was insane. So it turns out the final clue is regarding an Atari room trying to determine which Atari 2600 game was Halliday's favorite. Choosing and complete the wrong one leads to being zeroed out. And they recognize the right game is adventure, but even successfully completing it causes the playing sixer to be zeroed out. And yeah, here's the thing. We get this disturbingly reboot system thing, which I don't know why. I get the feeling like the movie was basically saying like rebooting a franchise is the worst thing you could probably do. Because with Wade now alone in the Atari room, Saruto desperately decides to activate the catalyst, which zeroes out all the players on Planet Doom. However, the curator's quarter is revealed to be an extra life. Classic thing that's no longer used in gaming. We usually just use auto-loading, which allows Wade's avatar to survive, and he continues the quest, starting up a live stream for all players to watch. Wade deduces that the goal is not to win adventure, but to find its own Easter egg. Upon doing so, he's given the last key, which involves getting a chasing happening and yada yada yada. Wade uses the keys to open a gate in the castle, which he's congratulated by the owner, and he presents him with a contract to sign, but Wade recognizes it as one Amaro had to sign on his termination and turns it down. The avatar Anarok transforms into a projection of Holiday, who reveals that this was the final test, one that centered around his biggest regret in his life. Holiday offers Wade the opportunity to wipe out the Oasis with the big red button if he feels that is for the best, and otherwise rewards him with the golden egg, transferring control of Oasis to Wade. Yeah, here's the thing that really confused me. Wade asks this one question that never got an answer. Is this really him? Is Holiday really alive somewhere in the game? Did he upload his conscience? Like, it wouldn't be surprising because there's Sword Art Online and Akihiko Kayaba uploaded his conscience somehow. Like, didn't get approved with that yeah, I'll talk about Sword Art Online at a later date. But yeah. Afterwards, the two corporate terrorists are arrested. Apparently, the businessman either saw the light or he realized what he was just about to do. All I know is that he was going out to kill kids. There's so much wrong with that, I have to say, that is not going to be discussed in the video, especially on YouTube, when it comes to real-life issues. So, yeah, IOI is heavily restructured as a company, with the indentured servitude division removed. Wade opts to share control of the Oasis with the other members of the High Five. Morrow offers to help consult on a salary of $1/4 while revealing that he had been the curator within Oasis. Plot twist. The High Five decide to have Oasis shut down twice a week in order to force people into spending more time in the real world, while Wade and Samantha start a romantic relationship and move together in an apartment. Yeah, they did that. And here's the thing. Anyways, there was a lot of pop cultural references in this, and apparently in the Spielberg, in the book, Spielberg's movies had a big role in the whole, you know, the whole book. His movies had a big role, but he didn't want to use them because that would be kind of cheap shot like thing and basically self-promotion. So he decided to spread it out and offer, yeah, and yeah, they spent several years securing the rights for the copyright elements used in the film, starting before the filming began, since some scenes would not be possible without certain copyrighted elements. They had gotten 80% of the copyright elements they wanted. So, also we saw Goro from Mortal Kombat. That was awesome. Okay, so apparently they could not secure Close Encounters of the Third Kind, despite the latter being one of Spielberg's first films as a director. Some films that were integral to the book, such as Blade Runner, were off limits to the film adaptation due to Blade Runner 2049 being in the works at the same time. Instead, they did The Shining. in which Spielberg was able to secure the rights to include as a homage to his friend Stanley Kubrick. Kubrick, rest in peace. And Klein's original work heavily used the character of Ultraman. The rights over the character were still under legal dispute, requiring them to replace Ultraman with the titular robot from the Iron Giant. Spielberg recognized that his past films were a significant part of the popular 80s culture cited in the book, and to avoid being accused of vanity, he opted to remove many of the references to his own work. And he wanted to avoid, and the writer said he believed that Spielberg wanted to avoid self-references to films he directed due to criticism he received for his 1941 film, which lampooned his own previous works, Jaws and Duel. And Klein said that he had to convince Spielberg to include some iconic elements such as Back to the Future DeLorean machine, the DeLorean time machine, which Spielberg conceded as the film was one of the he produced rather than directed. Okay, they also referenced Last Action Hero. One of Penn's first screenplays without his knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, I never read the book, so I don't know how accurate the source material is. Other than okay, so I was looking it up when I was before I did the video. Yeah, one of the High Five was supposed to get killed off. Yeah, one of the High Five members get killed off, and apparently there was going to be interaction more there in the book. Wade and Artemis don't really meet in person, and the film takes place in Oregon. Yeah. And somewhere in Oklahoma City. Yeah. Instead of Columbus. Yeah, I don't know the full details on that. Also, there was supposed to be like they started an uneasy friendship between Wade and Artemis, and then eventually they would meet in person at the end. And yeah, Dato, well, I think he was supposed to get killed. Yeah. Also, yeah. Yeah. This was a fun film. That's when I look at it. It's a fun film. Now, let's get to the over 190 Easter egg references. Okay, just to get my thoughts on them. Minecraft, Batman, and Batman. And we see the Batmobile later on during the race scene. We see portals of Terminal... The Oasis Portal Terminal Z Transverse is the original from the original RoboCop movie. And let's see. Freddy Krueger, yeah. And the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, not the sequels. We see Jason Voorhees, that was fun. Yeah. And yeah, there's just so many I could not even list. Like, they even do Star Trek theme funeral for the creator. We got The Secret of Nim involved, An American Tale, and yeah, apparently they wanted to do a homage to The Secret of Nim from the robes and whatnot. They also mentioned Star Wars, and I felt like that would have been awesome if they put Marvel, DC, and Star Wars all in the same room. Like, imagine it. DC and Marvel fighting together for the freedom of video games, and Star Wars involved. I'm pretty sure that would have been impossible, since Disney is known to be very protective of their copyrights. Also, we get Jurassic Park's the mother effing T-Rex. Yeah! King Kong. Yeah. There's also references to Highlander. We also get 2001: A Space Odyssey, the alien from Aliens, such as the Chestburster. Yeah. So, yeah, Monty Python's in this. Yeah. There's so much. Like, even just Citizen Kane from 1941. Also, there's a poster from the original Mel Gibson starring Mad Max in his garage as Z gets ready for his big date. Yeah. Oh, God. And, yeah, there's some bits of replications to Blade Runner. There's also, when the city is moving and whatnot, and in a simulated room, and Dado's in an all-black suit and silencer adorned gun, seemingly intentionally reminiscent of the Dream Within a Dream iconography of Christopher Nolan's Inception. I plan to one day talk about that. Oh, we also see Mecha Godzilla! And I was honestly expecting Godzilla to be mentioned in it, like someone shouting out, "Ah, Godzilla! Godzilla! Godzilla!" Also, there could have been one joke I would have found funny. So basically the Sixers are all looking the same. They all wear the same thing. Imagine if a stormtrooper showed up, an army of stormtroopers showed up fighting the Sixers, and I was like, and that would have been like, a character turns to another and saying, "Does no one find the irony in this?" That would have actually been funny for me. We also see Gundam. Yeah, Gundam. And when Iron Giant goes down, we do Terminator 2 Judgment Day goodbye. Yeah. Oh, man. And there's a lot of stuff in The Shining that's referenced. And then we get to the video games. Minecraft, Street Fighter, Tracer, Street Fighter, Overwatch's Tracer, GoldenEye's mentioned, Turbo, StarCraft's involved, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Halo. From the classic 2001 video game, you get to become Master Chief. We also see, when they're meeting in the archives, the original video game Lara Croft of Tomb Raider Glory walks by as per the course. Yeah. Yeah, but... Yeah, Goro... Yeah, that was hilarious. So, yeah. Also, in the big upcoming battle, we saw Big Daddy from BioShock, Chun-Li, that's her name, Squadrons of Halo, Tracer. We also see Final Fantasy II, Chocobo, StarCraft Marines from the original StarCraft. Yeah. Mario Kart is mentioned. Adventure is one of the key plot points. Pac-Man is in a poster, and yeah. And remember when Halliday says final words to Wei, saying this: "Thank you for playing my game." Are an old valued tradition among game makers. It was most popularized by Super Mario 64 when Mario himself says, Thank you so much for playing my game," at the end of the closing credits. Yeah. And there's even comic book references. Yeah. Oh, man. And they even mentioned Bruce Banner and Peter Parker. Yeah, and the actor plays Scott Summers. Yeah, that's just hilarious. In the current X-Men movies, like Apocalypse. Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. Man. And we even get an emoji. I'm not even going to talk about the movie. I refuse to acknowledge that thing exists. For the simple fact that I will lose it. Also, there's a copy of the book of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's also Nancy Drew. Oh, man. Yeah, this whole movie is one big, giant, nostalgic, and modern reference take on everything. It's the epic crossover of everything fans always dreamed of seeing. And here's what I'm going to be honest about. Remember that story I've been writing? I mentioned this fanfiction I've been working on for a long time now. I kept saying on Twitter that this would be the closest I might ever see to all the to my fanfiction becoming a reality in a movie. That would be the closest, because you have all these characters fighting together in a huge epic battle against a common threat, and it's glorious. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. The visuals were awesome. But yeah, I was loving this movie from seeing all this old stuff. Like, I know that could be detrimental to the film. Like, yeah, if it was supposed to be like an experience and whatnot, I think that was the plan. But like, they need to do the dystopian future thing because the world sucks. And in the book, there's going to be a sequel, which I hope means Steven Spielberg comes back to direct a sequel if they do want to make it. Because given all this information, and since the writer of the book co-wrote the screenplay, I would be all for it. So, yeah, like, they even did an Easter egg hunt promotion. Oh, man. And this movie was originally supposed to come out in December. However, they feared competition with The Last Jedi. Yeah, but I was like, okay, you have to get, I really had wished we saw Jedi, Sith coming together as one and fighting the good fight. That would have proven my point. But yeah, this movie was great for me. It's just, I just enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's just to take your mind off of everything. But yeah. But, man, this was just fun. Just really, really fun. Oh, man. So, yeah, and I did like some of the nostalgic songs, but my favorite was the Ghost Rider music design version of Pure Imagination, based off the Willy Wonka. Come with me and you'll find a world of pure imagination. Yeah, but I did like the video game version they made out of it, with video game music in the background and 8-bit coins. But yeah, I just found this movie to be fun. So those were my thoughts on Ready Player One, 2018 Steven Spielberg film. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more. And I really do wish they made a game like this.